explain to you if any of you don't understand is that this is a laptop and this is a remote. How it is connected? If you use a remote, which receives instructions and gets signals, and how we change the slides. So all the technology is covered under patent. Dell is a trademark, and the shape of laptop or something is covered under design. And any manual or something comes is kind of covered under copyright. So that's the kind of brief about IP. Everybody should be aware of that. So how do we kind of build an ethical centric culture and ecosystem? See, difference between a startup and the big companies that they have money, they have resources to build IP portfolio. They have everything to build that. But as a startup, the first thing is that what you need fund to build your product, you need fund to go to market, you need fund to hire resources. So IP is the last brand. It's not on priority. If you have money or if you are in trouble, that's the time you think of IP. So there is no point telling startups, you should build IP. This is something not on priority. But keep that in mind. How do we build an organization which is very ethical in terms of IP and more than IP? So tomorrow, when we grow, our roots are there. We are grounded. We have not done anything unethical or we have not done anything wrong. We don't lose out anything. So just going off the track, have you watched a movie called The Founder? Any of you? Nobody has watched The Founder. You should go and watch the movie Founder. It's about McDonald's, how they started. If you've gone to business schools, they teach that this more reliable business model what McDonald's has. This is a proven and most successful and profitable business model. Was that movie is available on Hotstar? It's 1 hour, 2 hours movie, and it gives you a lot of lessons. As a startup, somebody had a different idea how they started as selling those hamburgers in 15 cents, how they could not scale up, how they changed their menu. They had 10 offerings. Ultimately, they said only 3 things are being sold. Why we wasting 80% of resources on other things? They went back, they worked around, they came back. So everything was happening, but they were not able to kind of scale. Somebody comes in, throws the idea. We need to set up a franchisee. Happens somehow. Still, it was not making profits. They hired another guy. He said, okay, whatever business model you are doing is not going to make money ever. They said, how are you going to make money? Set up another entity. All over the world, McDonald's is the only company which owns the property. So either they buy the land or they lease it. So it's not somebody who has franchising McDonald's here. They are not the one who owns that. So they make most of their profit through letting that property. So that's the profitable business model. How it happened? Why I referred the Founder movie is that the guy who now claims to be founder, I forget his name, Ray Kroc. He was not a founder. Founder were 2 brothers, and he kind of gave the idea how we can go with franchising model and set up everything. And those founders said they were in very difficult situation. They said, you go away, leave my company, I don't want to do that. Or you have your own name, why you are after me? He said, it's a brand, it's your IP. Today, if I open a company called Croc's Hamburger, nobody is going to come. But McDonald's has a power. That's why I want McDonald's. I'm ready to do everything, but I want McDonald's. Same thing recently happened with Thomas Cook. Thomas Cook has gone bankrupt. They sold that brand, IP. Just imagine that how much investment they had done to build that. One brand, they made millions of that out of that. So that kind of culture we need to create. Now, sorry, I'm confusing with this. Now, what I'm going to talk about here, these 2 things. They are different stages of any startup. That's how I define. And I'm going to ask each of you. I think most of you would be at number 2 or number 3. Is there anybody at number 1? I don't think. I think you have kind of matured and gone to number 2, number 3 now. So, in a typical case, any startup would go through these phases. Not necessarily in this order, but that's how they go in a typical startup scenario. So, I am going to discuss each and every stage and how IP plays a role in each stages. even if you have crossed to number 2 or number 3, still you would have somebody at number 1 stage, whether as employee or key management person or something like that. And of course, I'm going to talk about some of those product IP practices what you need to keep in mind. I guess all of you have worked before starting your own company. Everybody. So and generally you see that your first idea about your startup or your what you are doing now struck when you were working in your previous company with your previous employer, unless of course you are passionate about something or you have parents' money or in-laws' money to kind of help you build this one. So why I'm focusing on that when you are, let's say, you're working in an IT company and you come up with an idea to start your own business or launch a product. Make sure that this is not related with your existing employment. It takes time from the time of you get the idea to the time you develop that product and design and move out. So we have seen many cases where people start working a lot of times, they file a patent in name of their wives or their in-laws or their brother, and they come out and they are in trouble by the time they come out. So we say that separate two things. Your idea, if it is related with your existing employer, make sure do not mix. Don't do anything during the course of employment. Don't use those employers' resources, time, or whatever you think that. Keep it separate. And keep it separate in such a way that if tomorrow you have to prove that it was not mixed, nothing was used of employer, you should be able to do it clearly. Right? Now, when you create an idea, so and of course you are ready to kind of resign and go out. So make sure that before you kind of resign, I would say that have a proper, if your company or product or your idea is about the technology, where you need to make sure that I'm not into me too phase, I'm going to create something very unique, my own proprietary product. So make sure that you do a proper due diligence, patent search or freedom to operate search, make sure that I'm taking such a big risk designing from my company, getting into something new territory, but my idea whether it's already there or it's already taken. So those searches are required. So this seed phase, if you see that, how kind of or what kind of role IP plays first is that separating your idea from the employer's technology brand. And before you take that final step, make sure that you are clear and everything you're starting on a clean slate. Clean slate, nothing mixing up. Now the second is that Soumitra has covered quite a lot on that. Now you start building a product and you're going to test that. So I whatever I'm saying, believing that most of your products are companies around a platform or technical product or something like that. Where the first thing, when you come up with the idea, it's very common, at least in India or in startup ecosystem, you bounce your idea with your relatives, your friends, your over circle, your mentors are there. And why you do that? Just you need approval, you need some sort of authenticity that, okay, whatever I'm doing is something has a market and I can do something. Of course, you can't ask them to sign NDA when you share the idea, but what you need to do, you got to be smart. You can't give away everything. Of course, if it is like Facebook, I'm starting some social network, you have to disclose that. Keep things very limited and brief. This is concept. That's it. Don't go beyond that. When you have to go, let's say you are doing this kind of transaction with a legal entity, make sure that you sign an NDA with them before disclosing in detail. And even if you've done that, I've seen a lot of startups, they have multiple meetings. These big companies, they keep meeting those startups. They get the ideas and they say that after 6 months, 1 year, we are not interested, or this did not take off. But you need to do that, record those meetings, right? What was discussed for what purpose? Send email to them. Nothing, don't expect anything out of that. But tomorrow, if they launch a similar product, you have something like it. So that's a very important thing. These companies, they'll say, will not sign NDA. Go ahead, disclose as less as possible, but record that in terms of email or whatever you're doing. That's very important. unless of course they say that no,